One of the things that's become really regular lately in GTA real estate, probably southwestern Ontario as well, has become offer nights. It's a strategy where sellers will intentionally list a property lower than their expectation to drive tons of traffic through their listing and bring multiple offers on this offer night that they've preset. I know it's been frustrating a lot of my buyer clients lately, so I thought I would share with you 7 and a bonus 8 strategies that we can leverage to the buyer's advantage to try and give you the upper hand in these offer nights. So stick with me for the other side of this intro where we get into our 7.5 secrets on how to win offer nights. Hey everybody, it's Rob Marsiglio again with the Robert Marsiglio Realty Group, based out here in Durham region, serving Toronto, Durham, York region. And like I said, today I want to talk to you about strategies to help you be successful in offer night scenarios. Before we get into that, I would love to invite you to subscribe to the channel by hitting that subscribe button below. Also like this video if you find the content useful, and make sure to share it with a friend that you know is going through the buying process. Maybe they're a frustrated buyer who's lost out on a couple offer nights. Make sure they've tried all these strategies just to see, if there's something they're missing, anything that can help them out. Offer nights have become the norm, and unfortunately they create a lot of stress for buyers, especially as you see those numbers of offers creep up and up and up and up and up. What I want to do is take out a lot of that stress by giving you these 7 tools. And again, if you follow these, you kind of know you've done everything in your power. If it doesn't work out, it's not meant to be for that one, it's just on to the next one. Any of my buyers have to have a strong pre-approval in today's market to see properties. If you're going shopping without a strong pre-approval, you're kind of wasting your time. You don't know if you can truly afford the houses you're looking at. You may fall in love with houses that are out of your budget, and then you're knocked back down to reality. So that means talking to a mortgage professional, whether that's at a bank, a mortgage broker. Your realtor should have a partnership with somebody, probably even multiple people that they can put you in touch with. And this broker or lender, it's going to feel a little intrusive, I'm not going to lie. They're going to ask you for proof of income. They're going to ask you for, assets that you own, debts that you're carrying, credit card debt, other houses you own, all your liabilities, your credit score. They're going to use all these numbers and they're going to tell you, okay, here is a amount that a lender will loan you. The second part of that is to make sure your realtor is sending listings to your lender that you are intending on offering on. Because if taxes are slightly different, or in the condos there's maintenance fees, or if heat's included or not in those maintenance fees, it could adjust those numbers slightly. So in order to be competitive, we really want to know what that ceiling is. The second secret to winning an offer night is having that deposit ready to go. So your deposit is the money you're giving to the seller, either with your offer or as soon as your offer is accepted. The way to really strengthen an offer the most is to, again, if the offer presentation is in person, make sure your realtor has your deposit check in hand to say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, here is the deposit check from my clients. They're giving it to you before you've even accepted the offer. That's a really strong showing of faith. If it's an online presentation, which a lot of them have become throughout the pandemic, make sure to send a picture of your deposit to your realtor, and he can submit a picture of it with the offer as well. We also want to make sure that if an inspection is important to you, we get that done ahead of time. Now, some listing agents will have a pre-inspection done. I've seen ranges of really terrible inspections that I don't want my clients to rely on, to very solid ones from reputable inspectors who are available over the phone and can really answer a buyer's agent's questions about any, potential red flags you're seeing. If there is no inspection report, or if the inspection report is kind of crap, for lack of a better word, it's always a good idea to talk to the listing agent and say, hey, can we please come through with an inspector? We want to have them look at a few things in the home and just really put our minds at ease, because we want to come with a firm offer for you. Again, I'll never force my clients to go firm. That's a strategy that you have to really be kind of comfortable with all your due diligence ahead of time. But again, if you do intend on going firm and waiving that inspection condition or foregoing it altogether, I do suggest trying to bring through an inspector ahead of time. This next one kind of only applies to condos, but it's getting the status reviewed by your lawyer ahead of time. So status certificate and all the condo documents, it's a package that the listing agent really should order and have available to you prior to a condo offer night. And it's your lawyer's job to review those documents and look for any red flags. Is the current owner behind on maintenance fees to the condo corporation? Is there any lawsuits against the condo? Is there any planned development in the area that they're going to have to expropriate some of the land from the condo development that you're buying into? Is the reserve fund sufficient? Is there enough money held by this condo to make sure there's going to be no issues down the road? These are all things that your lawyer's going to want to check out, again, ahead of offer night, so you can go in without that status condition. This one kind of ties in with the first one of the strong pre-approval, and it's knowing your max offer. And this is really just helpful for buyers, because I find the most disappointed buyers when they lose an offer night are the ones that say, hey Rob, let's try and go in, $50,000 than our lowest offer, so that if we get a second chance, we can really bump it up and, make it look like we're coming with so much more money than we intended on in the first place. And what I say to them is, you know what, at the end of the day, it's your decision. But how I advise my clients is, if we know what our best foot is going forward and we know the market value versus our value of what we would pay for this home, let's just go in with our best foot right away. It helps me and your buyer's realtor have a conversation with the listing agent just to say, hey, we brought our best right off the hop. We don't want to waste your seller's times with all this going back and forth. Here's our number. And again, if you go in 50 grand less than you would have paid and you don't get that second chance and the house goes for $30,000 more than you offered, that's the worst feeling to a buyer, is knowing, this could have been my place. So I always say, know your max offer for that given property and just go for it right away. There are some other little things we can do. This next step is just trying to match any of the seller's preferred conditions. And what I usually mean by that is, obviously a seller wants to see the most money possible. The other thing you can really control is the closing date. If the seller's asking for a quick closing and you can make it happen, give them that quick closing. I've seen clients who get properties for less than the highest offer because they were willing to give the seller the closing date they wanted. Just try and match what the seller wants, within reason, obviously. This one is, some realtors will tell you it has an effect, some won't. I think if it's worked for somebody, they're going to tell you, hey, definitely you got to do this every single time. And I always try to get my buyers to do this, because you never know at the end of the day what the seller's mindset is. And, that step is writing a letter to the seller. Tell them a little bit about yourself, especially in these online offer presentations, just by email. As a realtor, sure, you're getting on the phone, building a relationship with the listing agent, but you can't speak face-to-face with the seller like you would get to in an in-person presentation to really vouch for your client. So write a little letter about yourself. Why do you love the home? I find this really works well with a young couple moving into a home that's being owned by the same family, for 40, 50 years. And they really do hold that, they don't want to see it go to some developer who's going to tear it down necessarily. Sometimes they may have that little sentimental pull where they say, let's give it to the young couple. Let's give it to the young professional who's moving into this condo to start her career. This is her launching pad for her future. You just never know if you're going to hit home with these letters. So I always say, just throw that bullet in the chamber and fire it off. And, if it works, amazing. If it doesn't work, try again the next time. You've done everything you can. As promised, here's my kind of bonus tip on how to win an offer night, and that's to avoid an offer night altogether. So there's two ways you can do this. You can either look for properties that are offers anytime, and usually if they're offers anytime, they're listed closer to what the seller's expectations are, so there's a little less guesswork. You get in there quickly, try to do all your other due diligence, and get an offer in as soon as possible. The other way is looking for offer nights where they will accept what they call preemptives or bully offers. So again, if that listing goes live in the morning, try to get in that afternoon or that evening. You hope there's a pre-inspection done. Your financing is solid because you've already gone through that step. If it's a condo, you hope you get those documents in order quickly, and you try and slide a bully offer in right away. So these bully offers, they're usually, if they're effective, they're always decently over asking. So you may think you're overpaying a little more. What I always tell my clients is, we're not in real estate to speculate. we need to be in the market to experience the gains of the market. So it's really time in the market versus timing the market. So if your plan is to be there for a longer horizon, say 5 to 7 years, you can be pretty comfortable that, you can't pick many spots in Toronto real estate and GTA real estate where the price over a 7-year period hasn't increased, especially recently. So try and get in there ahead of those offer nights. Okay guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope that it's going to help you get a leg up on your next offer night. If you did enjoy it, again, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you like this video, please hit the like button as well. And again, please share with friends who are going through this buyer process. Make sure they're pulling out all the stops. If you have any questions, all my contact info is down below in the description of the video. And happy house hunting, and I hope you find that perfect home. Cheers.